Namaste guys, my name is Vishwarup and welcome to the data analysis with Microsoft Excel and Power BI course. So in this course you are going to learn how to make stunning visualization with Power BI. So I hope that you will like this course, and we are going to use Kaggle as dataset and Microsoft Excel as forecasting model and charts, and after that we will going to Power BI for everything, like for data visualization, for data transformation. So this is going to be a very good hands-on project for you if you are new to this data analytics field, and if you want to join as a data analyst to some company, and you can actually add this project for your resume or in your portfolio. So I hope that you are pretty interested, and I will see you in the course. Namaste guys, welcome to my first video. So in this video we are going to discuss about what type of database we will be selecting. And so basically this project is going to be in three parts. I hope that you are pretty much excited about this project. So in the first part we are going to search in Kaggle that what type of database we will be using, like what will be the content of that, so that you can actually have an idea like what we are going to work on. And in the second part we will be taking that data set from Kaggle into the Microsoft Excel. And in Microsoft Excel we are going to transform the data, like we will be using some forecasting functions, some advanced functions, so that we can actually understand like how it might look like if we clean the data. And in the third point we are going to do the data visualization. So it's basically, this project is mostly relies on Power BI and Microsoft Excel. So we are also going to look on to Power BI. So the visualization that we'll be doing will be on Power BI. So without wasting any time, let's start it. And I hope that you will like this course. So let's start. Let's jump into our desktop. And here you can see that, let me just take this down, this corner, and here is the website of Kaggle. So we are going to use Kaggle as a database. So if you do not have Kaggle, just go to your web browser and write Kaggle and you will find this. So the first website is going to be Kaggle, and just get into this one, sign in or log in, whatever you want, and you will find this type of thing. So this is going to be your dashboard. And once you come into your dashboard, just go to the datasets and write here Accenture. Now why you will find Accenture stock price. So why I am using this data set? Because this is pretty cleaned up and we have few things that we need to clean it up, and this is basically Accenture stock price. So the main motto of this problem is that we will be finding out that what is the total amount of stock price, which was the highest amount of stock price, which was the closing amount of stock price, and um, we will filter something out. We will do the forecasting, like for example, if the last 6 months stock price has this type of value X, then what is going to be the next 30 days of stock price value. So whether that stock price is pretty good or not. So we'll be um, looking into this data consistently. And as you can see that whenever you will go to Kaggle and you will find this data, there will be a lot of things which will be written with this. For example, usability. So this is a very important point that I will want to discuss, because if your data is not that much usable, like that much clean, or I would not say clean, like it doesn't has a proper details, it has a lot of null values, then I don't think that data is like worth to work on. Okay, then we can see that if you just scroll down a bit, then you can see the actual data, what is inside this database, I would say. So basically this is an XLS file, or I'm sorry, a CSV file. So there are two CSV files in this entire document. So we will be working with the first one, Accenture stock history. So basically you can see that what is the date, what is the opening price, what is the high price, low price, closing date, what is the volume of stocks, how much was the volume at that point of time, then what is the dividends amount, what is the stock split. Okay, so we can see that in the dividend amount and stock split, zero, like most of them are null. So we are definitely not going to keep it, right? and we are going to see all of these things in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so basically these are pretty much it. So if you have to download this thing, if you want to download only this CSV file, I would say just click on this download button. And if you want to download the entire file, just click on this download button. So I just need this CSV file. That's why I'm going to download it here. Okay, it has been downloaded. And so basically this is what Kaggle is for. So if you have to have any kind of database, if you want to like pull a data, the best thing is Kaggle. So use this. And now we will be moving on to our next lecture. It is going to be in our Microsoft Excel. Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to do some sorting, and let's see that how the data looks like in Microsoft Excel. So let's directly go to the file, and I can see that this file is here. And when I'm opening, here we go. So this is the file, and I first of all I want this in Excel format. So I just want to save this. Let me just save it here in Excel format. So Excel workbook, here it is. Okay, now it's fine. You can also do this in CSV, but it depends on you. So I mostly prefer in Excel format. That's why I kept it here. So let me just later on, I will do this later on. Okay, so here is the main Excel file. So when we have opened this, what we can see is that the date, then the open date, like the opening price, the higher price, the lowest price, the closing price, and the volume. This is just a normal number, and dividend and stock splits. So in dividend and stock splits, that you can find is like it's zero. It's like pretty much none value everywhere. If I just drag this down just a bit, but we don't want to keep it because only 3 4 values, it doesn't matter for us. So we are just going to select both of them, and we are just going to delete them. Okay, so let's delete it. Okay, so now let's do some normal modeling. So what we will be doing, we will just select all of these, just going to increase the width of the columns so that it looks a bit better. Okay, so now let's select all the headers of the rows, and let's increase the size for a bit. Let's make it in the middle, and let's give them a cool, here we go. Let's give them a cool um, color. So if you want to select all the values starting from 7 till 19 2001, just Control Shift, right side arrow, down arrow, and sorry, down arrow, and just go in the middle. Okay, nice. So see, now it looks much more clean. But one thing that I would like to say is that the open price, the high price, the low price, closing price, all of them should be in dollars, right? So what we are going to do is we are just going to select all of them, and we will putting a dollar sign in them. Okay, and let's bring the dollar sign closer to them. Okay, and so this is pretty much it. Now the biggest thing that we want to see is, it's basically the data is from 2001, Control Shift down key, till 2021. Now whenever you are selecting a stock, and for example you want to do some investment in the stock, for example this is the data till September, it's 29th September 2021. So what we can do is, like for example, if I want to invest in a stock, what I will see the last 6 months data or last 1 year's data, or at least, at most I would say last 5 years data, because if a stock is here for 20 years, and if you see here, the stock is here from 2001. So 2001 to 2021. So it's basically like 20 years data. You don't need the data of like these things like the first 10 years, right? You don't even need them. Well, it's like valueless because whenever you will see the opening price in the first day of IPO, like if this is the first day of IPO, it's $11, right? So if you see the opening price in 29th September, see it is $326. It's like way above, right? So if you are considering some amount to invest, like for example, if I want to invest $100, then why should I consider the IPO of like the amount of 2001, right? So that's why what we are going to do is we are going to keep the data for last, what do you think, last 1 year, right? Or last 5 years, that will be much more better. So let's go to last 5 years data and let's see what it actually means like. So basically it's like from when, like from 2024, 2025, like 2021. So it's basically 2016 data. From 2016 we will be selecting it. So we will go for control find and let's select a value of, yeah. So let's find the value of 2016. We'll find it here. Here it is. So here you can see that we have all the values for 2016. So it's basically like 5 years data. So what I'm going to do is I will control shift, right click, control shift, click, just remove these data, control, just press the control, remove them and delete. Cool. So now basically what will happen, I will just delete these cells, shift cells up. Yeah, it's done. So let me just remove the blank cells. It's fine. So now we have data from 2016, like 4th of January 2016 to 2021. If you go back, yeah, till 29th of September 2021. So this is how you can clean the data actually, and you can go to wherever you want. Just go. Now I have reached the plane. So okay, so here we have all the values at in dollars. The data is there. Everything is fine. So basically, it's everything that we wanted in terms of cleaning the data. So now in the next video we are going to see into some other things like some forecasting. Hey guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we are going to do forecasting. So basically I will be showing you how to do forecasting. So for example, if you have a data for last 10 months and if you have the sales report for that, and if you have to a project a sales report for next 2 months with that 4 months of data, the 10 months of data, then you can do this forecasting formula and you can use this function so that you can actually find out that what could be the predicted sales. So without wasting any time, let's come here and let's try to do that. So if I go here in the date, I'm sorry, here. So we have the data till 29th of September 2021, but we have to find the data for next 30 days. So let's go to 30th, 29th of October 2021. Okay, so if I have to find for next 30 days, so what we can do? So for the opening value, for the high price, for the lowest value, and for the closing price, we have to find the data. Let me just take this one. Okay. So what we will be using as a function is forecasting. So basically the normal function is forecast.ets, or like you have a lot of other functions like linear, statistical, but we will use the normal forecast function because this is much more easier to use. Now you have three values: x, known yx, and known xs. Okay, so let's start with one by one. What is the x? It is the value that I am going to find it for. So it's basically for 30th of September, comma, the known ys is the value that the previous opening prices, so that this can have an idea that what were the previous opening prices. So I will do it from B2 because B1 is the header, and the known xs is the previous date, so that it can check what is the previous opening prices for previous date, A2. Alright, so now put enter, and here you go. You did your first forecasting. Alright, just click on the double click on the right bottom so that you can get all the values. So this forecasting is done within for last 5 years of data. Now there is one more thing. So if you forecast if you want to forecast for next 30 days, and if you have data for last 10 years, and if you are taking that data for forecasting, it doesn't mean that the forecast will be much more better because you have a lot of data previously. It's only because this is stocks, right? Now stocks is whatever the value will be last 10 years back, it's not going to be the same or not going to be the nearby for next 10 years, like after 10 years, right? So this is what basically you have to do some analytical decisions and some critical thinking when you will be working in an industry. Okay, so this is the value of the opening position. Now what we have to do for higher position, for lower, for close, and for volume, we will be doing the one thing. We'll just control and paste it. All right, but can you say whether the value is fine or not? If you go here, see, it is the taking value for the x. The x should be same, it should be for 30th, right? And the other things can be different, like the known xs also should be same, it should be for the column number A, right? And for here also, if you see here, it's taking the value for high, and it is giving the forecast with respect to this column for the column D, and for column E it is giving forecast with respect to D, right? But it can't be like that. So what we will be doing is, here we'll go here, we will place $sign in front of A, so that this value will be fixed, like the column A is fixed. Okay, now same here in A2, I'll be placing $sign. You can also press F4. Alright, just place it in front of A2. So I'm going to press F4. Just print in front of A. Right, now do this. Now this will be much more better value. Now see, now the value has been seen. Alright, so that's what we have to think always. Now for volume, we need to write another formula. Forecast, we'll be writing this again. Forecast, known value for x, comma, known value of y, comma, from F2. You can also drag that, but whenever I find some number which is different than others, known value of x's will be seen from A2. I always tend to go. We have A, known value of y, known value of this, Oh, sorry, this is not dollars. That's just a normal number. That's why it's yeah. Right. So I'm just going to double click here, double click here, double click here, double click here. So I'm just going to normal decimal. I will just click in middle. Here you go. So now if I have to select, if I have to see whether the numbers are correct or not, let me just highlight this one. Okay, now I want to select whether the number is correct. Now let's check. Okay, let's go to the website. So this is the Accenture's website. Just normally search for Accenture stock price opening and you will find the share price center, and you will just go here and you can like directly go here. You can see it. So I just have collected a value here for 10th of September, for 30th of September. I am finding like here you go, for 30th of September. See what is the value for 30th of September? What is the highest price? So the highest price is $325, but here the highest price is $271. Oh my god, it's pretty low. Okay, so the values that this is predicting is not that much high. What is the lowest price value? The lowest price is $318, but it is predicting how much? It's predicting $266. All right. So the volume is 2.3 million, but what we have done 1.9 million. All right. It's pretty close. Now if we go here for 30, what is the closing price? It's $328. So it's basically $268. Now why this problem is happening? I would say that we have taken the value for last 5 years. Now if you do a kind of average for last 5 years, it will show you like this, right? But if you take this value for last 1 year, it's definitely going to show you a much more accurate value. So that's what you have to think whenever you are doing some kind of forecasting, right? So you have to take the values at least you have to think like, okay, if I take a projection of last 2 years or last 1 year, then the value could be like pretty accurate. So you can take one example from here itself. See, the closing price is 323, but it is predicting it will be 268. So it is way like deviated, right? So if I go here, see, 5 years back the closing price was only $92, right? That's why the value they have taken is like way, it is trying to keep a value which is closer to 360 and which is far away from 92. So that's why they have taken a value like this. It has projected a value like this. So that's why if you would have taken a value less than like 1 year or less than like 3 years, then you could have gotten a very good value. So this is how you are going to forecast on Excel. Now in the next video, I'm going to discuss about some other functions, like other things about forecasting. Okay, how to make a chart regarding that and how you can use some other functions. So I hope that you like this video. So you right now you know that how to do a forecasting, and in the next video we will be doing some charts and all, so that you can have an idea like how you can do the charts. All right. So guys, in this video we are going to look forward into forecasting. So we will be making some charts and all. Along with that, I will also show you that if you have a certain value, like if you want to find a certain price, like for example the volume for 10th September or 4th of July, something 2020, 2017, like that. So how can you do that? So you of course you are not going to always find like Control F and then you will be doing that, right? So for example, you need multiple values, right? So for that we have one more formula, which is VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP or HLOOKUP that you can use. So we are going to cover that too. So let's start with this. Let's go dive into our computer and let's see that what we can make. So in this one, till now we have seen that we forecasted few numbers like the dates that we wanted to forecast, and the forecasting value is like for next 30 days. So now we are going to make some chart. So how to make it a chart? So basically let's select the whole table till here, and if you go here in the downward bottom right corner, if you see it's written quick analysis. So if you go to the charts, then you can see line charts or stack chart. Then if you go to more, then it will show you, it will tell you like what type of chart you should make, right? So this is going to, like, Excel will suggest you some recommended charts, but if you go to all charts, we can find a lot of charts and lot of type of charts, right, that you can make. Okay, so if you see from here, if I go to the recommended chart, you can see that this chart is very complicated, right? Too much amount of data is inside this, right? So what we can do is we can filter out some data, right? And also the forecasting will also change. So for example, we have taken the last 5 years value of data. So what we will be doing, we will be trying to do last 2 years of data. So that will be much more accurate in terms of forecasting. So if you go to Control F, and if we go to 2019 data, then here you go. So from 2019, we can see there are a lot of data that are there. Okay, so if we throw all these data except the top one, delete these files. Now if you go and if you see the data, see the forecasting value has also changed for the last year, like for the value that we tried to detect it, right? So for 30th September that we have detected, let's see if we go to the Accenture, and if we go to 30th September, go here, if we try to bring our value here, so what would be the high price? So if we go here for 2021 that we were seeing, let me just reduce the size. We need a bit more compact value for 930. Let's see what is the forecasting that it is saying. See, the high price is 325 and here the high price is 303. So we are now close, we are literally close, right? And the lowest price is 318. Now it is 299. So we are really close from the previous time, right? So now what we can do, so let's make a chart. Okay, so let's take this data, let's select all. Now let's go to the charts. Now let's do some line charts. Okay, now let's do some line chart. So it has made a line chart somewhere here, where it always messes the charts up. This is why we not tend to use Excel that much for making some kind of charts and all. You for simple calculations you can definitely make the charts, but for bigger picture, for bigger calculations, I would rather not recommend to do the chart. Okay, so whenever you will select the chart, it will automatically highlight this table, right? So now what we can do is, let's see what it is there. So if you go to the additional sign, you can go that there is a trend line that you can see. So where you want to see the trend line, I would like to see the trend line. Trend line is the line which will create an average type of line between the deviations. Now if we do a standard deviation here, so if I make a line, for example, there are 5 points above the line, there are 5 points below the line. this deviation, we can find it out through standard deviation. So here, if we do the same thing for high, we can see that there will be a trend line that will be shown here. So if we go here, we go in this slide, we go in this trend line. If we want to see a linear trend line and high, okay, so the trend line is pretty much, if I want to see an exponential and high, it's pretty late, it's pretty less. You know, if I go here, you can see the linear high trend line is here. But what we would like to do, it has taken volume as dollars, you know. So what we have to do is we are going to change the axis. So we'll go here and then not, we will see only the high, low and open. Apply. Here we go. Alright, so it was taking volume as dollars, so that's why the trend line, we couldn't see the trend lines. Okay, alright, so now if we go here, we go to the trend line, you see the linear one. Right. Alright, so we have all the trend lines. So if you click in one of the trend line, I would like to see it here. Bottom is fine. The top one is much more better. So here you can see that what is the linear trend line for high. There are, I think it accidentally took two linear trend lines. We need to move one. So exponential trend line for high and for open. Okay. Alright, then series and column, both of them are there. Okay. So if I go here, if I go to a trend line, for example, if I zoom in a bit, no, I would not like to take 200%. I will go here. Okay, so here if you see this trend line, if I take any one of the trend line, for example, let me take an exponential trend line. Okay, so here you can see that there are a lot of, you know, type of trend lines. Like for example, you can make this exponential, you can make this linear, you can make this logarithmic, you can make this polynomial, you can make this power to the power like how much, let me just, and you can make this as moving average. So there are different types of trend line. So if you want to see whether the forecasting is fine or not, then you can see this R square value. So what this R square value says is that if your deviation, like if your forecasting is fine, or if your trend line is going with your forecast, like whatever you forecasted, if it's fine with the reality, then the R square value will be towards 1. It will be like towards 1. Like so that it means that the more your R square value is towards 1, the better your understanding, the better your forecasting model is. You can also display the equation on the chart if you want. It is here. You just need to, sorry, No, why this is not. I don't know what is the problem with this, but you can fix it later on. You can either use this one equation also if you want. Otherwise, the best thing will be only display the R square value. Okay, so more it's towards 1, the better it will be, like in your forecasting model. Okay, so this is pretty much it for this video, and in the next video we are going to do the VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. So I would suggest you to play with this a bit, and you will slowly get to understand that how it's actually done. Hi. So in this video we are going to look about two main functions. One is lookup, which is VLOOKUP, and HLOOKUP. So we are going to find out, like, for example, if I am giving you a date, for example this date, control V, for example date 28th of September. Now in your organization, think about like this. In your organization you have a sales data which has a lot of date, like thousands and thousands of date, but your manager or your boss told you that for 1 month, like from 1st of May to 2nd of June, or like 1st of June, these are the dates. Can you please find me that what will be what was the revenue for that day? Like for example, for 28th of September, in this case, what is the high price? Like what was the opening? Oh, what happened? Oh, I also do not know. Oh, okay. So what is the opening price, right? So now, of course, you are not going to click like that date. Like you can't do find and then you go there and then you will copy and paste it. This is going to be a long, like a very tiring thing, right? But now, for example, you did this. You gave all the formulas, like you gave all the values for that respective date. Now your boss said that okay, sorry, I don't need for this one, just change the date to something else, and he just gave another date and he told you to find that. Now again, of course, you are not going to sit and find, right? So it will be very tiring, right? And it will be very irritating. And when you are in a big company, you will find like this a lot of times, because everything that changes every time, right? So at that point of time, what we can do? So at that point of time, there are two things that we can do. One is VLOOKUP, one is XLOOKUP, and another thing is HLOOKUP. But HLOOKUP, I will be coming to that in later part of this video. So let's see what lookup things does. So it basically is a formula. For example, equals to VLOOKUP for this date, comma, table array. I can select the entire table. If you want, you can only select that that value. So I would say table array, that's why I'm selected the entire table, and column index number. So how could you find this column index number? So it is basically how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So where is the high? It is in third column. Put 3, comma. So do you want an approximate match or do you want an exact match? So I know that this date is inside there or not. For example, right now I know that 28th September is out there. So I will put an exact match. So if you put 0, it will give you a false match, and if you put 1, it will give you a true match. It's basically like close to that. So for example, for 28th of September, let's see, where is 28th of September? 28th of September, what is the high price? See, so it's 332, right? So it's basically like that. So you can select like pretty much almost all the data. For example, now if I go like this, for 29, for 30, for 1st, what it will do? See, it will give you all the dates. If you change the date, for example, I want something for
8:30. It has changed, right? So by this way you can use the VLOOKUP. Now one problem that most of the people find in VLOOKUP, and that is the biggest problem, is whenever you are doing VLOOKUP, it will go from left to right. It will search values from left to right, vertically from left to right. So it's like it will be searching from column A, then column B, then column C, column D, column E, column F. But it is not going to search from right to left. It can't go from right to left. For example, let's take the value for low. Right? For low, for 299, for this one, for this exact volume, to see whether it's gonna be there or not. So I can put an exact value like this. Oh, sorry, this has been forecasted. So I have to do this same. If you want to paste the same value, just Control C and paste value. Okay, then only you can paste the value. Alright. So see, if you see the high price, it will not show you anything. See, even if I do 0, this is going to not show anything. You know why? Because it can't take values from left to right, from right to left. I'm so sorry. So basically this is why VLOOKUP, we use it in a limited condition, but VLOOKUP is very important. So it's basically like that. If you have something that you have to find it in the right hand side, but your value is in the left hand side, and you know that all the things that you want, all your values that you want, it is in the right hand side, so use VLOOKUP. Okay, but what if my value is in the left hand side, but what I want to find is in the right hand side? So for example, so for this, value, I will copy it, I will paste this as value, what I can do, I will write X lookup. Now what is the value? This one is my value, comma. What is the lookup array? So where in which column this value is in? So it's in the A column. So I'm going to select the A column, comma. What is the return array? Where I want to find? I want to find the high. So I will be selecting the high column, comma. What if I couldn't find the value? So for example, if there is nothing like there is no date for like 23rd of October, so what should it return? So whenever you would like to return something in terms of text, because it's a string, that's why you will be using the double inverted comma. Can't find, right, comma, or you can leave it blank and you can just go there. Okay, you want an exact match or you don't want an exact match, so it's basically I will put 0. I want an exact match, comma. And what is the search mode? It is going to be first to last or last to first. So even if you don't put it, it's fine. Okay, can't find, so it doesn't have a value like that. So for example, 23rd 10, it does have a value. Oh, it doesn't have a value because it's 23rd 10 7486. It doesn't have a number like that. But for example, if I just change this number, to 2021, now what will happen? Oh, I got the number. See, so that's what XLOOKUP does. So XLOOKUP will look through this way, also this way. Okay, so even if your value is here, anywhere your value is, XLOOKUP will look everywhere. So that's what the XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP does. And I will also tell you one more secret formula, which is just do equals to formula text. Whenever you put your value, put it like this. So you will remember that I have used this formula for this value. Okay, so do this thing. So this will help you to, remember the places where you kept your formula. Okay, so I also did this one, right? So this is how you are going to use the X lookup and V lookup. For H lookup, that I wanted to say was, if your table was in a transpose manner, like if it was have been like date column, date open, high, low, close, volume, then you could have done the H lookup, because H lookup does like searches for this horizontally, like this, like this. It searches for row wise, right? And you will see, like, we more often we do not do that. Like in any company, we do not prefer to do those things. So that's when, like, if you find that, you just use the H lookup. So, and it's also a homework for you. Try H lookup by yourself. Okay, and this is pretty much it for this video. I hope if you like this. Now for the next video, we will be going to Power BI, because we have to make a very good visualization, right?
Hi guys, so welcome back to the new video. So in this video we are going to look into Power BI. So basically what we did till now was the data transformation in Excel, a little bit like how you can forecast, how you can actually see that okay, this might be a good data, right? So in this video we will go through Power BI. So like I hope and I expect that you have Power BI in your desktop installed. So once we open the Power BI, then I will give you a walkthrough of Power BI, like how everything looks like, what are the types of functions that we use there, then where you can find the tables, the data sets. So rather than wasting any time, let's go for that. So this was the Excel that we were, let me just make this small. Yeah. So this was the Excel sheet that we were working on previously. Now let me just delete all these values, right? Okay. All right. So here we are going to work. Let me just keep this like this, because we know that for 30th of September we did the forecasting, and I'm going to keep that forecasting value. If you want, you can like make a separate workbook like here, and then you can like pretty much paste the values and you can try it by yourself, right? So I will just delete this one. Okay. All right. So let's go to the Power BI. Now I have Power BI installed. So whenever you will open Power BI, it will look like this. So you might get a, you know, a new file or something like that. That if I want to open a new Power BI file, you might see a new page out here, like to create some data or something like that. So it will pretty much look like this. It will pretty much look like this. Okay, but you can just directly cut from here, or like you can see there's a Power BI conference which is going to happen from October 3 to 5. You can register. I would rather insist you to register into that. It's sponsored by Microsoft too, so it will be a very good learning for you. So you can pretty much go from here. You can like get data directly from here, or the best thing is like just cut this thing off, and this is what you will get after that. So if I give you a walkthrough, let's go from here, and I will go pretty quick because there's not so many things. So in the heading, you can see in the header, you can see that there are like few options for data, like get data, like from where you want to get data. If you go to more, you will find more data. Like you can actually get data from share file, then Salesforce, like if you have SAP HANA, MySQL, like Azure, everything, pretty much everything. Whatever database you can think, you can get data from anywhere. Okay, even you can get data from PDF, Excel, right? So for this project, our database is Microsoft Excel, right? So whatever you are connecting here, that's going to be your database. It is also written import data from SQL Server, import data from Excel. So it depends on you, like whether you want to directly import from here or not, or you can get from here. If you want to get a direct Excel book, like if you can want to connect Excel with Power BI, you can directly select here, right? So there are a lot of servers out here. Here we are going to transform data. I will show this one later on. There is a refresh button here. So it's a refresh button is basically for live update. Like for example, you have connected this Power BI with some kind of web page, or like you have connected this with Excel. Now, once you have, like for example, in this Excel sheet itself, let me come here. So we have data till 29th of October. For example, now I imported this in Power BI, and after a few days, once we did our visualization, everything, after a few days, we added 10 more values out here. So it will automatically get refreshed in that Power BI. That's when we have to just click on the refresh button. So just a second, I will. Okay, yeah. So this is what queries mean. Then this is just like normal visuals. Like if you want to put some visuals, this is the publish button, quick measures and all. So these are basic things. So once you start using Power BI, you will able to recognize everything that what it works. So you just have to work. You have to work on this one. Okay. Now this is basically like if you want to create some buttons or not, if you want to do some designings and all, like normal designing, not regarding any kind of visualization or not, you can do from here, right? Then in modeling, you have like pretty much you can make new tables, you can use Power Query. I will show you how to use Power Query. Then in view, you have new themes and all. If you go here, you can find a lot of themes. If you go to browse for themes, themes gallery, you will find a lot of things where you will have to upload a theme and you can download other themes. Okay. Now you have bookmarks and all those things. So it's basically like if you have used Microsoft Excel, it's basically like that. But we say that it is Excel on steroids. Yeah. So it's pretty good. Now the most important thing is here. If you see in the right hand side, in extreme right hand side, you can see that you have this data column, the visualization column, and you have the filtering column. So here you can do advanced filtering. The most of the visualization things that we are going to perform is going to come from here in the visualization table. Like if I have to do a stack chart, if I have to do a line chart, right? We can do if you want to do a map or something, anything, whatever you want to do, you can do it from here. If you want to add more, just go to more and get more visuals. You can find from there, right? So, okay, so without wasting any time, now, oh yeah, one more thing that I would like to say in the extreme left hand side column, you can see there are three things. One is report, like this is the main dashboard. One is the table that I'm going to collect from the database. That database table, like in that database, if there are like one table or like two, three tables, you can see it here, right? Now, once we will go into it, then we can see it. Now, if there were two or three database, we could make a relational model here. So this is also a very good, feature for Power BI. Now you can also in the bottom side you can see that there is pages. It's basically like workbooks. We have workbooks in Excel. Like you can create workbooks, lot of pages. You can do it from here. That's why Power BI is so easy. Like it is easy to learn, but it is difficult to master. So that's why we say Power BI is very easy to learn. It's not it's basics, guys. It's basics. This is the mobile mode. If you want to see it in mobile, you have Power BI app in mobile also. You can download it from Play Store though. Okay. Rather wasting any time, let's connect it with Excel. So I'm going to import this data. Let's go here. This was my previous data. If you have the XLS file or CSV file, anything is fine. Anything is fine. Power BI is gonna load anything. Okay, it's going to show like this. All right. Okay. So once you load the data, Power BI will say that you have in that database you have workbook number one, which is table number one, Accenture stock history. Now, if I would have like three, four more tables, then it would have shown here. And it has also suggested me that create a table number one as a visualization. Select table number one. That's right. It will also suggest you data, right? Power BI is pretty smart. Now, either you can load the data directly or you can transform the data. Like for example, if you want to, for example, here you can see that in the open, high, low and close, only numbers are written, right? Only numbers are written. But we know that these are not only numbers. These are dollars, like $133, $135, right? And also we want to shift like up to two decimal places, but here we have like 3, 6, 7 decimal places, right? So we need to do some regular transformation. If you want to do some like complex transformation, you can do from transform data, right? So this is pretty much Power BI. This is basically the user interface of Power BI. Now let's go to the transform data. Just click on the transform data and you will find this one. It open in my second screen. Here you go. All right. So I will just make this much more a bit smaller. All right. So here, let me give a walkthrough of this one. This is known as Power Query or Power Editor, where we are going to edit everything that we want. If we want to refine the data, we want to transform the data. That's what this is needed for. So let me give a walkthrough of this. So whenever you will open this one, it will show you a lot of things out here. Like here, you can use new resource. If you have something other Excel book, you can put more Excel books or more CSV file, text file, anything. Okay. If you want to enter data manually, you can enter data here. All right. So now you can choose columns, remove columns. For example, you can like for example, if I would have to make this thing, like for example, the first line, the first row, row 1 as header, then I would have clicked on here, use first row as header, right? So for example, if I want to remove the data, if I want to, for example, remove the data from the last column, right? What I can do? I can do one thing, like I can remove rows from the bottom rows. I want to, like, now how many rows you want to remove? For example, I just want to remove 2 rows, right? So it will remove 2 rows. It has removed 2 rows. Now if you want to do some kind of change, like now you first of all you did something, and after that you like notified that, oh okay, I shouldn't do that, like I should bring that thing back. Like you have an undo option. That is the main thing. You can just go to here, that applied steps, just click cross. Yeah, that's it. This is the undo option. This will show that how many changes you have done, and it will come one after one another, right? And it will be done. So if you, even if you have to go back, even if you did a blunder, that's completely fine. Just go here and just click the cross button, and that's done. It will come to its previous form, right? So this is basically the main thing of Power BI and Power BI query, like Power Query or Power Query editor that we will say. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you that how to edit. Like I will edit some of the functions, like we will put some dollar signs, we will put some like decimal places. If you want, you can try this on like yourself, and you can keep it ready for yourself, right? So we are going to see that in next video. Hi guys. So in this video that we are going to see is, at first we will look into what is the transformation type, like how we can do some transformation, and we will going to do some basic transformation, and after that I will be going directly into the visualization part, because it will need some time to do a proper visualization, right? So we will be creating some filters and all those stuffs which I will be coming later on. So let's start. So for example, what we have to do, like what type of transformation we have to do. So we have to make this open, high, low, and close as dollars, right? These are null value columns. Null. So we just need to remove all these columns, right? So how you can select multiple column? Either you can select by clicking one by one by clicking on control, or what you can do is just press shift in one of the column and click it, and at the last column just right left click it, and it will, and hold that shift button. That's it. Okay. So now let's delete these columns because we don't need them. So I will just remove these columns. So, and if you want that column back, you can directly come from here and you can change it, and this column will be removed, right? So let me just remove them. Sorry. Hold the shift button and click on the left one, right? So it's done. Yeah. You can also click the del button or like the delete button on your keyboard, and it will be done, right? So this was the basic transformation for removing the column. Now we will be moving into like the dollars. So just like this, I am going to click on first of all, left click on this column. I will click shift and I will hold the shift. I will click on close, and now I will just, I'm so sorry, just hold your shift. I will go, oh, what's, so I'm going to change the type. Either you can change the type from here. You click on right click and you can change the type from here. And you can see that there are no dollar values, right? So I will just click here on the 1.2. So 1.2 means it is a decimal number, then you have the whole number, then you have percentage, you have date, time, and all. So what type of data it is, it will show you in the left hand side. So I will just click on dollars, right? So now I will click on dollars, I will click on dollars, I will click on dollars. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, here it is. Oh, I think I made some mistake while holding it. There's basically you will just hold it and hold the shift button and you can find it right here. So now I have the dollar buttons and the dollars are done. Now the date is done. So you can see here, you can verify from here. This is the date, right? This is the volume. Volume is just a number, right? And you can eventually like transform a lot of things out here, a lot of things. So if you want to like remove rows which has duplicates, you can literally duplicate, like remove them. You can like remove the blank rows. If you have some blank value, just click on here and all the blank rows will be gone. Here I do not have any kind of blank rows, so I know that there's nothing to change, right? For example, if you have changed something in your Excel sheet, if you like just refresh here, click the refresh button, it will get refreshed. So these are pretty much it. Like this is what we know, what is known as Power Editor, Power Query Editor. So basically, you can do a lot of things here. You can also use the DAX, the DAX function for like code and do some basic changes. But we are not going to use them here because it's we have to go very deep dive into that to do that. But this course is going to be a very short course, so that's why we can't do that here. Now, once this is done, what we are going to do is we will go here in the left hand side bottom, left hand side top corner, and we are going to do close and apply. If you just click on apply, so you will be staying here, but the changes are going to apply. And if you just press on close and apply, all the changes will apply and it will close the transformation, the Power Query Editor. So let's do this. Close and apply. And out here we have this. So everything is here. Now you can see that in the data tab the table is shown and what are the values, we can see it here. Now if we have to confirm that whether we all the changes that we made was like done or not, what we can do is we can go here in the left hand side, you can see the table view. Just go in the table view and it will show you. See, it's done, right? Everything is there, so we don't have any problem. See the opening price, the higher price, the lower price, everything is out there. So we have pretty much everything that we needed, right? So that is not a problem. Now for example, here there is one more problem that you can find, that in the currency, the decimal places is like almost 4 decimal places. Here we have 3 decimal places. But what we need to do is we need to change it into 2 decimal places, right? So here, if you go here in, then you will just have to click here so that you will have only 2 decimal places. Let me just, so I will just fix decimal number into 2 decimal places. So I have 2 decimal places. Now I will just click on 2. I have 2 decimal places here. I will just click on 2 decimal places here. And click on 2 decimal places here. Right? Now we have 2 decimal places number. If you do not want to like keep 2 decimal places, you can literally just change the number, right? So you can do from here. Now let me go back and see, we have the date format has also changed. So we just want to change the date format. We need short dates, right? We don't need some long dates or like month, date, day, year format. So this is the better one. So we are going to use to this. Yeah, no, this is much more better, right? So everything is done. So we will just go here and we will recheck here once whether everything is done or not. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, so this is what we will building the visuals. Now if we go here in the database in the left hand side, we can see that, see, there is one database that we made. Now if you have more workbooks, then there will be more square boxes out here. And you can literally connect one of the box with another if there are like multiple relations from one table to another table. So you can create that type of multiple relations, right? So what we are going to do here, that we are going to do some basic visualization. So our first thing will be like what are the graphs that we could make, right? So we can think of like I'm going to make a graph with date. This is my Excel file, along with the volume, like for this respective date, like for 2nd January, what was the volume, right? So we can make that. So how we will be making that? So just go here now, click on date, and with respective date, just click on the volume, right? You will not see anything, right? You will not see anything until and unless you will click on any of the charts. For example, I want to create this type of chart. See, now you will see a lot of things. Now here, what it is showing, that in the y-axis I have the volume, in the x-axis I have the dates, right? So there are a lot of things that you can change. So for example, I can keep either like in the form of like 2020, 2021, 2019, like that, or I can like either change all the months and quarters, and I can also cancel the year, so you will find the days only, right? But we don't want to do that type of things, right? So I want the entire date, and later on I will put the filters. I will just move this quarter, month and day. I will just keep it like this because this is much more better, and I will later on put the filter so that I can filter it out. Because if I keep all the dates and all the days or all the months, all the quarters, then it will look very untidy. That's why I'm going to keep only date. Now see, this is so easy to make a basic chart. So we used here, all you can find are the names of the chart. If you just like roll over your mouse on them. So this is the stack column chart. Even I don't know half of the names, you know. So so it's better if you like practice this with yourself. So that will be much more better. So if you go here, you can like do the visualizations that I will be doing, and here is the analytics. So it's, you can change pretty much a lot of things. So let's stick on this. Now let me just keep it here. Yeah. So now here you can see one more thing. If I bring it here, you can actually roll over this wherever you want. Okay. So for example, I want, what I want to do here is I want to see like what I have done. Like in x-axis I have year, in y-axis I have volume. Now it is written sum of volume. It doesn't look good, right? What is the total volume? I would write to like total volume. So what I will write, I will just double click there, total volume. See, here it has been changed. So this is how you are going to change like total volume by year. Now this looks much more better. At least sum of volume by year, it doesn't looks like that, right? So, and for example, you just don't want to show the total number of volume. So what you want to show is the average volume or the minimum value or the maximum volume. So you can just click on here. This will show you the average volume. So then I can write average volume, right? So it's basically on you. Now for example, if you want to get away from, if you want to unselect this graph, or what I will say, the visualization, I'm sorry, what you will do is you will just click on the background, like in any of the blank space. That's it. It will be done, right? So if I go here, if I go into total volume, I'm so sorry, I just, yeah, total volume, I'll go here, sum of, okay, it's the sum of volume. Now I will write this as total. Oh, that's done. The volume is written. Total volume by year. Now, one more thing that I can do is I can add legend. Now, for example, I want to see the total volume as well as the the highest price of that day. So it will automatically come in the y-axis, but I don't want that, right? I want here in here. Here you go. But I have to change this. I have to also change the chart, because see, you have the legendary values and also the y-axis, right? So it is not a good thing to keep it here. So what I will be doing is I will keep it in line chart. So what will happen in the line charts, or what will happen in the legendary axis? As there are a huge amount of values, that's why it is showing you that there are very, here, as there are a lot of huge amount of values, that's why it is showing that there are very small multiples. That's why if you put in the column legend, it will show you in the column, in the bar, and because for every volume, for every day's volume, there are every day's higher price, right? So it's going to stack up, stack up, stack up, and it is making so many data. So the best thing is keep it in the legendary the line y-axis. So it is just a single line, right? So here, if you select, it will show you the total volume for every day, like for this month, like for this year, sorry, for this year, right? And it is the sum of high price, like the total. Again, we are going to change the sum of high. You can like do the average higher price or the minimum higher price. So this is the total amount of higher price, right? So I will write total, write total, right? That's fine. Here we go. So total volume and total high price by year. Now you can also write price and you can just change it with yourself, right? So if you put this in small multiples, what will happen? Like it will divide into like quarters, every quarters or every columns, so that you can like actually go for every year. From every year, it will show you the every volume for that year, and it will show you the total higher price for that year. But this I don't want this, so I will be keeping it here. Now I showed you that how to do a legendary access. Like if you want to have a third value in your column, you can do like this way. So I will just remove this to make it simple. Just remove it. Okay. Okay. So you can increase the size, you can decrease the size like this. Okay. So it depends on you, whatever you want to do. Right. Now if we go here, and this is the format visualization option where you can see that if you want to change the color of the bars. Now, sometimes what happen when you have a lot of values, right? When you have a lot of values, for example, if I come here, if I choose the date, if I click on date, there are things, date hierarchy, yeah, date hierarchy. So if I just remove the month and quarterly date, okay? So if I have the dates as quarters. Now see, you can see that here the quarterly date is from ascending to descending. You can do it from descending to ascending. You can have, oh sorry, this is the drill through. I sort axis, yeah. So in sort axis, it is from ascending to descending. If I use the quarter and if I go to sort axis, then I can do it from descending to ascending, ascending to descending. It depends on you. Whatever you want, you can do it like that. You can also do it with respect to the volume. So for now let's not think about these things. Now just let me put me the date and let me put the total volume and let me just use this one column now. So let me just use this one. Now you can see in 2019 the data is it has gone a bit of height, like it's more than like 4 billion, 0.4 billion, like 400 million or 420 million dollars or 430 million dollars, like that. Like here in the year 2020, it is the sum of volume is almost 590 million dollars, like that. And here there is something like 420 million dollars, like that. Right now, if you want to change the colors of this one, like colors of these bars, like how you can do that, you can directly go here in the format visual option. You can directly go into this column, and either you can change it, like you can click on show all, and either you can change it by yourself. Like for example, I want to give this bar this color. I want to give, if you want to have more color, you can like build some other colors if you want to do this type of thing, right? And if I want this one like this type of. So either you can do this type of graph, either you can change the colors like this, or what you will go, you can do conditional formatting. You can go here. I want to put a lowest value color like this, a light color, and the highest value color will be my blue color, right? Now, on which scale I want to give it? So I want to give it in the count of date hierarchy, year. So basically, either you can do it in count, or either you can do it in sum, either you can average. So now I have like 3 years, 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021. So I am going to put it in count, right? So if I would have in volume, then I would have done this sum, right? So now what I will be doing, I will just put on count. It's perfectly fine. I will click on OK. See, the gradient will change. See, in 2021 and 2029, it's almost same color, but it's a bit different, a bit different. Then in 2020, it's blue because this is the highest one and this is the lowest one in 2021. That's why it is totally, type of color is this? I don't know, pinkish color or something like that. This is for example now. Now select color according to you. Okay, guys. I really do not know what type of color is this. It's basically like pinkish or something like that. A foundation or whatever. Okay, so now you can understand, right, that what's happening out here. Now if you just want to erase all, just remove conditional formatting, remove this one. Okay, and reset to default. Just click on reset to default, it will be done. Right? So for example, now I choose a color. Let me just select three colors. One over. Show all. Let me just select three colors. One will be blue, one will be something like yeah, it's a very bad color, you know. My choice is very bad. Alright. So one will be this. Now it's fine. I can also remove the grid lines. So you can see that at the bottom, at the back of this visualization, there are grid lines, right? You can remove the grid lines. So you can just turn off the horizontal grid lines. You can turn off the vertical grid lines. See, now if you click here, the the base looks very nice. You know. So if I go here, if I go on the data labels, what it will show if you turn it on, see $0.59 billion, 0.59. Sorry, this is the volume, only billion, right? So you can also set the position, like whether you want to put those values inside or outside of the bars. So I mainly like to put it in the outside end because it looks much more better. I can put the values in thousands or millions. I will put millions because it will show you much more better data. And it depends on you. If the value would have been in billions, then you could have put the billions, right? I don't want to put any kind of background or something like that. And I want to put this in bold. Okay, now this looks pretty good, you know. And now if I go to the general, I can see the title, right? Sum of volume by year. So what I will be doing is I will keep it in middle so that everyone can see it properly, right? Now I will go to the visuals back again in the build visual. I will just click on total volume. So I will click total volume. It's done. Now see, it looks much more better and much more, you know, clean, right? And the visual is also much more better. Now you can do higher, like a great type of visual out here. I will also give you an example at the later end of the video if possible. So if you want to do this type of things, you can do it. So what you learned is like how you can change the x-axis, how you can change the y-axis. If you want to change any kind of value in x-axis, y-axis, any kind of title in the x-axis or y-axis, you can also change it from here rather than changing from directly from here, right? So it depends on you. There are a lot of things to play around with this. So this is a basic, like how you can create a visual. Now, for example, if I have this visual and if I want to make, I go here with date, what is the higher price? I will just go here. If I just want to make the same type of bars or like almost similar type of bars and I want to make everything like create like this must be vertical, like the mid center aligned, uh, then this should be like total volume or like it should be in a proper format. What I will do is I will click on here, I will click on format painter and I will directly click here. See, the bars are gone, then everything else is gone, like for 2019, 2021, all these bars are here. Now see, it came in between. You just have to change the y-axis name. This is, you just have to do this every time, right? Because it is not going to change the name. Total height, right? So this is how you can do it. So this is like very easy. Like Power BI is very easy to understand, but when I say difficult to master, like it depends on your requirement, like what you want, and Power BI will give you like actually what you want, right? In a better visualization. See, like this visualization looks much more better, right, than the previous one that in the default that it came. So in this video, we are going to learn this. In the next video, I will be showing you how to do more visualizations, like how you can do a total visualization, and I will create a visualization in front of you. So that will be, I think, the last video. So I hope that you enjoyed these videos and try to play with Power BI, try some different visualizations, and I will see you in the later video. Namaste guys, welcome to the last video. So I have created two more visualizations out here, average open by year, average low by year. So now we are going to complete the visualization, and this is going to be the last video. So what I will be doing is I will put a background image out here. So that what you can do is you can just go to the format page, just go to wallpaper, and you can download any kind of image for your background for your desktop, right? So you can just just select the file wherever you kept your image, and I just kept it here, and here you go. Here's the background image. Now this doesn't look so much good, because we need some more modifications. All right. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to select one of the box or one of the cell, and let me just again reduce the size. All right. Okay. So once I have selected this, now what I will do, I will just modify this one. I will go to effect. I will just make this background transparent, or what I can do is I will just create a good background so that it looks pretty good. So if I take this here, more color, if I go to green, if I go here, I just need a dark color, a bit dark. This color might looks might good. This is a light one, but this will work. Yeah, a yellow color will work. That works much more better. So in this entire video, whatever you are seeing, like whatever data I've taken, I'm just doing with you guys, right? So that's why you will see there are a lot of problems that I'm facing. Okay, so I've done the rounded corners, and I will put the shadow, right? You can do the visualization and shadow. Here you go. Now this looks much more better, than the previous one. So what I will do, I will go here. Sorry, I will go here. I will go to the format visuals. All the grid lines are not there. Everything is out there. That's fine. Everything is fine. So in the columns also it is fine. Right? The background is also fine. I have also given the shadows and all. Right. So now you can do one more thing. We'll just try to elevate this a bit more. Let's go to general. Let's see the effects. Visual borders. That's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. So if you want to have much more, uh, much more decorations and all those stuff, then you can do that. Everything looks pretty much fine out here. So I will just go here. I will do the format painting option. I will do this one for this. I'll go here, same thing, format painting options. I will do this for here. Yes, I will do the format painter. I will do this for here. Okay, now I'll take it here. Alright, so whatever we wanted, like we wanted to see the average opening by year, the average lowering price by year. Now, all the things that we wanted to see, now we have them out here, right? So what else we have to do? Now there are three more things that we have to do. First of all, we have to indicate the KPIs, like what is the key performance indicators that we can see. So if I place them a bit like this, so that I have place to get a good place to place the KPIs. Yeah. All right. Now if I have to put KPIs out here, what we can do now? Now let's see what are the tables. We can do average high price, average low price, and average opening price, and average close price as KPI, right? So we can click on the open one. Let's start with the open, right? And we can click on the KPIs or like the cards. So I'm going to here. Now what I'm going to do is I will just use this a bit. So this is the sum of open. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just do the average of open plus mm, so this, do like this, and I will control all, control C, because we have to write the same thing, just instead of open, other things will change. Okay. So this one, now let's see if we do the format painter here, whether this will paint it real or not. Nice. At least we got this. Average opening price. Wow. Average high. High price. High price. Yeah, this looks very bad. No, that's fine. Dollars, right? Right now, average low price. First, we will select here. All right, there you go. And another average of the closing price. Right. So here we can find all the data that we wanted. Whatever we wanted to see, now we have everything out here. So you can track the KPIs. Now we know that what is the average opening price, what is the average closing price for last, from 2019 to 2021. You can select all of them just like this. I can drag them here, right? Okay. So now we just have to put the filter. So how we can put the filter? If I select them and if I just drag them a bit this side, then we can keep this side for filtering. And a bit above. All right. So now how we can do the filtering and in which way we will be doing filtering? Of course, by date, right? So for example, for date, I just selected the date and here you will see slicer. So this will act as filters. Now here you can see that in quarter 1 for 2019, you can do like this and you can select each and every single month and you can do all of them. So this is how the filtering works. So now I will do the same thing. I will go here, I will just turn the title on, choose, choose your date. That will be the best thing. Now if I do this one, it's fine. So I will go here, I will do the format painter option, I will do this. Now even if you want that I don't, even if you remove something from the filter, that's fine too. I just go here. Here I have space. Okay. Even if you want to like filter something, like you only want to filter with year, then it's fine. Like you just delete these and that's fine. You're only going to get the filter for year. Now for example, if I click on 2020, now you will get all the data for 2020. If you want to click 2020 and 2021, then you can just do one thing. You go here, you go here, slides and settings, selection, multi-select with control. Now you can do this one, okay, and this one too. So it's basically, if you want to select only 2020, you can select that. If you want to select two of them, you can select that, right? This is how the filter works. So this is just an example. So you can like put filters on volume too if you want. So that depends on you. So this is overall of Power BI. I hope that you guys can make dashboard right now. And one more thing that I wanted to say, like for example, if you things you can do like some filtering, like some advanced filtering, like for example, in the first quarter, like in here, if you want to do something in like first quarter, then what you can do, like for example, in quarter, you can select all of them, either all of them, like quarter one, two, three, or you can like go to advanced filtering, or you can like go to top five, like show me the items for top two. So this will give you all the values for that. So I will just put the values. Here we go. Average. Apply filter. So see, you can get the values like average of height. So this will show you the top two, which is the average, and in every quarter or every year. So what are the top two items for every year or every quarter, and what is the average value of them, right? And if you just want to erase all of them, just erase it. That's it. I hope that you guys like this course, and thank you so much for bearing with me for this 2 hours for doing this course. I would suggest you to play with this Power BI, select whatever you want, just play with them, add in your portfolio, make a good portfolio, and I will also add a resource for a sample data set that you can try at home. And I'm also going to use like keep the sample data set as a resource. So that's not a problem. And I hope that you guys like this course, and thank you so much.